people in this part of the world still digesting the news of Donald Trump's victory in the US election. The president-elect takes office in January. And from Egypt to Qatar to Saudi Arabia, Arab leaders have been on the phone with Trump to offer their congratulations. But it was Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu who beat them all to make the first call. Our Guy Azriel has the story.
Mr. President, the citizens of Israel are waiting for you with open arms.
The ties between Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President-elect Donald Trump may be a rare political partnership that has led to a series of extraordinary achievements in ties between Israel and the US.
The ongoing war with the Iranian-backed terrorist group Hezbollah. There has been a heavy exchange of fire today between Israel and Hezbollah, with the terrorist group firing some 40 rockets at the north of the country today. The IDF has been striking Hezbollah positions deep in Lebanon. Our Zach Anders is up in northern Israel with the latest for us now. Zach, what's happening?
Hi, Laura. Yeah, 40 rockets in one barrage into the Haifa area, 120 rockets in total, the IDF tells me. This is netting some really incredible images just north of Haifa, with impacts near a building and in a parking lot. Remarkably, no casualties reported in the north as a result of these pretty fiery scenes in the Haifa area.
From the north, and a reminder, President-elect Trump has said he wants that war in Lebanon over by the time he is inaugurated on January 20th. Well, the focus now switching to who Trump will name to senior cabinet positions, such as Secretary of State and so forth. There was a pretty high turnover in personnel in Trump's last cabinet. He is known to prize loyalty very highly, and that's where family members could come into play. And Ariel, of course, will remember during Trump's first term in office, his son-in-law Jared Kushner played a pivotal role in securing the Abraham Accords, the normalization deals with the United Arab Emirates and other states. He might now have another favourite son-in-law. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates has sent hundreds of trucks of humanitarian aid to Gaza via Israel. This is a day after Israel said it had completed a polio vaccination campaign for children in Gaza. Israel's also facilitating the evacuation of hundreds of Gazans and their families for treatment abroad. But the international community, as always, is asking if Israel could do more. Joe Brown has this report.
For the first time since the Gaza war began over a year ago, hundreds of ill Gazans and their caregivers have left the enclave for treatment abroad.
The people are mentally exhausted. The situation in Gaza is completely shattered. It's unbearable, intolerable. People are tired. The healthcare system has been destroyed.
231 Gazans crossed the Kerem Shalom crossing into Israel before departing from Ramon Airport in Eilat to receive treatment in the United Arab Emirates or Romania. This move was carried out in conjunction with COGAT, the Israeli unit designed to oversee civilian policy in the West Bank and Gaza.
Israel is braced for an Iranian response to its attack on Tehran's military sites last month. Iran has vowed to respond, and a squadron of F-15s are on their way from the US to support Israel in the event of that attack. Well, Israeli intelligence has for some time now said that Iran may use its militias in Iraq to attack Israel. And to talk about that, we're joined by Suzanne Kitaz, journalist and media analyst at the Jerusalem Center for Security and Foreign Affairs. Great to have you with us on the show, Susan. Thank you very much indeed. So, I mean, given what has happened to Hamas and Hezbollah, why would these Iraqi militias want to be next in line for a direct war with Israel?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I think it's really important to highlight that we all need to remember that it was the American who gave the keys of Iraq to the Iranian. I mean, before 2003, Iran had almost no influence in Iraq.
Donald Trump's return to power is likely to be welcomed in Morocco. The kingdom was one of the big winners in the Abraham Accords, which resulted in US recognition of Moroccan sovereignty over the disputed Western Sahara region, and Israel followed suit. Well, yesterday, Moroccans marked 49 years since the territory was annexed following the end of Spain's colonial rule. Our Alex Schloss has this report.
Morocco's King Mohammed VI does not oppose granting other states an outlet to the Atlantic Ocean through the disputed Western Sahara.
There are those who exploit the Sahara issue so as to secure access to the Atlantic Ocean. To them I say this: we do not refuse such as a prospect. As everyone knows, Morocco has proposed an international initiative to facilitate the Sahel countries' access to the Atlantic Ocean within the framework of partnership and cooperation.
Well, Turkey's trade minister says that he's hoping for lower tariffs on Turkish goods under an incoming President Trump. The Turkish currency, the lira, rallied on the news of a Trump win. Or to talk more about the reaction to a Trump victory in Turkey, we're joined now by Yusuf Erim. He's the editor-at-large at TRT World. Good to have you back with us, Yusuf. Good to see you. And first off, the personal relationship between Donald Trump and Recep Tayyip Erdogan, it kind of swung, didn't it, between mutual admiration and sometimes open hostility. I think Trump threatened to destroy the Turkish economy a couple of times. So what are the expectations for a second term?
I think the expectations are very optimistic right now. And when we look at the 4 years of the Biden administration, we didn't see one top-level proper bilateral between Biden and Erdogan. And Erdogan's the leader that responds very positive to leadership diplomacy. And the Biden administration wanted to institutionalize the relationship. And that's not really how you get things done with the Turks. So I think it's going to be very welcome to see President-elect Trump coming back in. He has a very warm relationship with Erdogan. Erdogan was one of the first leaders to congratulate Trump on his election victory. And I see a lot of opportunities to improve the relationship going forward in the next 4 years under a Trump administration.
Well, how might a second Trump term affect Yemen's Houthis? They have been wreaking havoc on global shipping via their attacks in the Red Sea. Airstrikes by American, British and Israeli forces have so far failed to deter the Iranian-backed group. The Houthis themselves released a statement saying that they did not believe Trump's pledge to end the war in Gaza. Well, to talk more about that, Emily Milliken is a Yemen expert and the Associate Director at the Atlantic Council. Good to have you with us, Emily. So, I mean, trade is very central to Trump's policy. He is a very transactional president. He was in his first term anyway. He's unlikely to take kindly to terrorists attacking American ships in the Red Sea. Do you think we can expect a more robust response to the Houthis under Trump?
For sure. You know, Trump made some comments disparaging the Biden administration's strikes on Yemeni territory and on the Houthis on the campaign trail, but he has plenty of reasons for a stronger approach when he enters office. Aside from the immense cost of Houthi maritime attacks on international shipping and the importance of the U.S. economy to his voter base, Trump really perceives this inability to stop Houthi attacks on maritime traffic and also on Israeli territory as a major loss of the Biden administration.